Joining me now is the 14-year-old gubernatorial candidate, Dean Roy. Dean, it is great to see you. Happy Friday. Thank you for giving us some of your time today.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me.
All right, so why should the people of Vermont cast their vote for you, Dean?
I mean, listen, as I've already said online, it's very apparent that currently it is not working having the older generations lead the way in Vermont. What we need in Vermont and in this country is change. And what we might need is to look for maybe unconventional areas for that change to occur. And I think that area is a 14-year-old. I think that people should look past the age. I think that they should look at what the person is saying and if they agree with the message behind the campaign. I don't think it matters that I'm 14, and I don't think it would matter if I'm 85. What matters is that I would be able to lead our state and that I have good new ideas that can help our state become the state that it used to be.
Well, Dean, I have to tell you, that certainly sounds good to me. It makes sense. What is your platform? What are some of the things that you would want to accomplish if you were to be elected?
I mean, the main one is housing. In Vermont, currently houses are going for far over 500 grand all over the state, and that's a serious issue, especially for the younger generations. In Vermont, we seriously need new young workers. Our state is currently dying. We're losing more people than we gain. So what we need is to focus on making houses more affordable. And there's a few ways to do that. One, I propose increasing taxes on Airbnbs and short-term rentals. This can help, it can help free up space on the market. It can encourage them to sell the home, which then can free up space for younger, new buyers to then buy the home. Everyone knows supply and demand, more supply, lower price. And two, in Vermont, we have this set of regulations known as Act 250. It is a very, very broad kind of umbrella act surrounding housing. Mainly what Act 250 is around is permitting and the environment and districting, stuff like that. I am not a fan of Act 250. It was written in the 70s, and it just simply does not help Vermont go forth with building new units. I believe developers say it adds about 12 grand per building, and that's just to build it. That's not even the final cost. So what I would propose is completely scrap Act 250. Completely scrap it. We need to start from zero because it's apparent Act 250 will not work and it will never work. It was written in the 70s and it was not written for the Vermont that we have today. It was written for the Vermont when times were a lot better. Times are not a lot better right now. We need to make some change and we need to completely get rid of Act 250. And then a lot of my campaign is also surrounding education. Phil Scott recently proposed a bill that will be consolidating education districts. I believe we have over 110 districts in Vermont. We're a state of only 600,000. That's a ton of districts for such a small state. And Scott's plan will consolidate those districts down to just 5. It's an extreme end, but it's one that I think seriously needs to be made. I believe it's proposed to raise about 100-ish million for the state. And that 100 million can be seriously beneficial to help us lower taxes in the state. Because currently in Vermont, we have the 4th highest taxes in the United States. And I think that raising another 100 million, that can significantly lower taxes, especially for the middle and lower class.
You certainly have done
Also,
yeah, I know you've done your research here, Dean. I want to make sure that we have enough time for this. And certainly with all due respect here. So when did you decide that you wanted to run? I mean, when did you, realize that, hey, there is no age restrictions here, I can do this? I mean, the fact that you talk about housing, you've done your research, and I mean, the fact that the average age of the new home buyer now in the U.S. is 40 years old. Housing really is a major issue here all across the country. But what made you decide that you wanted to run?
so I was a page, which is like an intern at the State House over my 8th grade winter. And that really got me involved in politics. That got me really, really interested. And that's when I started researching. And then during my 8th grade graduation, my teacher told me if I'm ever running for governor, he'll be my campaign manager.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.